A mountain stood alone. It was not just any mountain. It was a peak of pure silver. They called it Cerro Rico, the rich hill. Below it, a city was born, Potosi. It grew with astonishing speed. Its streets were cobbled with the promise of immense wealth. Silver flowed from this mountain like a river. It crossed oceans. It built empires far away. Palaces rose in distant lands, paid for by this single, extraordinary peak. The city of Potosi itself became a legend, a place of unimaginable opulence, nestled high in the Andes. A jewel of the Spanish crown, shining brightly for all the world to see, a testament to the earth's hidden treasures. The mountain seemed endless, its veins pulsed with silver. Men came from all over, drawn by the allure of fortune. The city swelled, becoming one of the largest in the world. Churches were built, their altars gilded with the very metal that created the city. Coins were minted, stamped with the mark of Potosi. These coins traveled across the globe, becoming the currency of empires. The name Potosi became a synonym for wealth. To say something was worth a Potosi was to say it was priceless. The city was a whirlwind of activity, a hub of commerce and power, all centered on the silent, brooding mountain that gave it life. But the mountain was a demanding master. Its gifts did not come freely. The city's growth was a frantic, almost feverish dream. Every street, every building, was a testament to the silver being pulled from the earth. The wealth was visible. It was in the ornate balconies of the colonial houses. It was in the fine silks worn by the city's elite. It was in the grand celebrations that filled the plazas. Potosi was a city built on a foundation of silver, a place where reality seemed to be spun from a thread of precious metal. Yet this brilliant light cast an equally deep and profound shadow over the land and its people. For every coin minted, a story was left untold. The mountain gave, but it also took. The city's pulse was the rhythmic strike of hammers deep within the earth. The air, thin at such a high altitude, seemed to carry the weight of the mountain's riches. Life in Potosi was a paradox, a place of incredible wealth and profound hardship, existing side by side. The silver that enriched the world began its journey here, in the cold, high-altitude desert of the Andes. And the story of Bolivia is forever tied to this mountain, this city, and the precious metal that shaped its destiny from the very beginning. The silver of Cerro Rico was not simply found. It had to be torn from the mountain's heart. This work fell upon the indigenous people. They were forced into the darkness, into the narrow, winding tunnels that snaked through the rock. The mountain became a labyrinth of despair. It was a place of endless labor. Men descended into the cold earth, often for weeks at a time. They carried heavy loads of rock on their backs. They climbed rickety ladders in the flickering light of tallow candles. The air was thick with dust, making every breath a struggle. It was a world away from the sunlit plazas of the city above. The mountain consumed lives. It was a hungry god that demanded sacrifice. For every ton of silver that saw the light of day, countless men remained in the darkness forever. Families were torn apart. Communities were shattered. The promise of wealth for a distant empire was paid for with the lives of the local people. The work was brutal and unforgiving. Cave-ins were common. The toxic mercury used to extract the silver poisoned the workers and the land. The rich hill was also a grave, a silent monument to the immense human cost of colonial ambition. The treasure it held was stained with sorrow. The lament of the mountain was heard in the villages. It was a quiet, persistent grief. The women watched their husbands and sons leave for the mines, never knowing if they would return. The wealth that flowed out of Potosi did not enrich their communities. Instead, it drained them of their most precious resource, their people. Generations were lost to the deep shafts and suffocating tunnels. The prosperity of Europe was built upon a foundation of their suffering. This immense sacrifice is a part of Bolivia's story, a deep wound that has never fully healed, a memory etched into the very soul of the nation. Even today, the legacy of the mines endures. The mountain is still worked, though its richest veins have long been exhausted. The conditions remain difficult, the work dangerous. The ghosts of the past linger in the thin mountain air. The story of Cerro Rico is a powerful reminder. It tells us that treasure often comes at a terrible price. It speaks of the resilience of a people who endured unimaginable hardship. And it stands as a solemn witness to a history written not just in silver, but in the blood, sweat, and tears of countless individuals swallowed by the earth. The wind carries whispers of freedom across the Andes. It is a powerful idea, one that took root in the hearts of the oppressed. Across the continent, movements for independence were stirring. People were beginning to imagine a different future, a future free from the chains of a distant ruler. These ideas traveled on the wind, over mountains and through valleys. They reached the mining communities of the high plains. They found their way into the hearts of indigenous leaders. They saw the suffering of their people. They saw the wealth of their land being carried away. And they decided that it was time for a change. These leaders were not just warriors. They were visionaries. They dreamed of a land where their people could live with dignity. They united different communities, bridging ancient divides. They spoke of a shared identity, a common struggle against a common foe. Their call to arms was a call for justice. It was a rebellion against centuries of exploitation. The fight was long and arduous. It was a battle for the very soul of the land. The spirit of resistance, once ignited, could not be extinguished. It burned brightly in the highlands, a beacon of hope in a dark time. The struggle was fought on many fronts. It was a war of ideas as much as a war of weapons. The leaders drew upon the deep cultural and spiritual strength of their people. They invoked the names of ancient gods and the power of the earth itself. They rallied their followers with a vision of a restored world. A world where the balance between humanity and nature was respected. A world where the people of the land were the masters of their own destiny. This was a profound and radical idea. It challenged the very foundations of the colonial order. It was a declaration that a new era was dawning. From these fires of rebellion, a new consciousness was forged. The fight for freedom was not just about changing rulers. It was about reclaiming a history. It was about asserting an identity that had been suppressed for centuries. The leaders of the independence movements planted the seeds of a new nation, a nation that would be built on the principles of unity and self-determination. The echoes of their struggle still resonate in Bolivia today. They can be heard in the mountains and the valleys, a constant reminder of the courage and sacrifice that it took to win freedom. A new country was born from a tough struggle. It was named after a great leader, Simón Bolívar. This gave the country a name and a spot on the map, but its real self was much more complicated. It was like a picture made from many small pieces of its past. The new country, Bolivia, got the deep hurts from its time as a colony. It also carried the strong spirit of its fight for freedom. The edges of this new country would move and change. It lost its way to the sea in a terrible war. It gave up huge areas rich in rubber and other things. These losses left deep scars on the country's spirit. This history of struggle and loss shaped the Bolivian people. It made them strong. They were determined to keep going even when things were hard. The country was alone, stuck high in the Andes Mountains. This aloneness helped create a special culture that looked inward. The country's spirit wasn't made from winning and growing. It was made strong in the fires of hardship and lasting through tough times. Bolivia became a country known not by what it had lost, but by what it had managed to keep. Its culture, its traditions, and the strong spirit of its people. To understand Bolivia, you have to look past just the facts and numbers. It's not enough to know about its lost lands. You have to feel the sadness for the lost coastline. You have to appreciate the strong pride of a country that has refused to be broken. Bolivia's identity is a story of survival. It shows how people can change and keep going. The country's complicated identity is both a challenge and a strength. It's a constant back and forth between its many different peoples, cultures, and histories. The spirit of the nation lives in this complexity. It's found in the high mountains and the green Amazon jungle. It's in the busy cities and the quiet country villages. It's a mix of indigenous roots and Spanish old ways. A country with many faces, many voices, and many stories. Making one national identity from so much variety is an ongoing job. It's a journey that still happens today. A journey of finding itself, powered by memories of the past and hopes for the future. Bolivia's spirit is a rich and detailed cloth, woven from threads of sadness, joy, and a will that cannot be broken. To really get to know Bolivia, you have to listen. Listen to all the different languages spoken on its streets. Spanish is what the government and businesses use, but in the markets and mountains, you'll hear Quechua, you'll hear Aymara, you'll hear Guarani. These aren't just words, they're like containers for old knowledge. They carry stories, ways of thinking, and a strong connection to the land. Each language gives you a different peek into what Bolivia is all about. They are a living link to a time before the Spanish came. A time of strong empires and clever societies that did well in these very places. Getting to know Bolivia is an experience for all your senses. It's the feeling of the thin, fresh air on the high plains. It's the taste of salty quinoa soup, a main food for thousands of years. It's seeing the bright, hand-woven cloths, each pattern telling a story. These aren't just things for tourists to see. They are the everyday ways a culture shows itself. A culture that is deeply tied to its history and its surroundings. To walk through a Bolivian market is like walking through a living museum. The sights, sounds, and smells show how strong the old traditions are that make up what this country is. The heart of this land is found in its people and their traditions. It's a beat that has been going for hundreds of years. It has lived through being taken over, being used, and big changes. This strength is something to be very proud of. The traditions aren't just old things from the past. They are always changing and growing. They adapt to the world changing while staying true to their main spirit. Young people learn the old ways from their elders. The stories are passed down from one generation to the next. This continuous flow is what keeps the culture alive. It makes sure that the smart ideas of those who came before are not lost. This is a land where the past is always right here. History isn't just in books. It's lived and breathed every day. It's in how people farm the land, following old patterns. It's in the community get-togethers that make social connections stronger. It's in the respect shown to the mountains, which are seen not just as rocks, but as powerful spiritual beings. To know Bolivia is to feel this connection. It is to understand that the land and its people can't be separated. Their stories are woven together, making a rich and complicated picture that is the very heart of the nation. Nowhere is Bolivia's vibrant soul more visible than in its festivals. The Oruro Carnival is a spectacle of global renown. It is an explosion of color, music, and dance. For days, the city streets transform into a stage. Thousands of dancers in extravagant costumes move to the thunderous sound of brass bands. The carnival is a breathtaking display of devotion and cultural pride. Each dance tells a story. The Diablada, or Dance of the Devils, is a dramatic portrayal of the eternal battle between good and evil. Angels and demons clash in a whirlwind of movement, a spectacle that captivates all who witness it. But these festivals are more than just a party. They are a profound expression of a syncretic culture. The carnival, while coinciding with the Catholic calendar, is deeply rooted in indigenous traditions. It is a pilgrimage to honor the Virgin of the Mineshaft, the patron saint of Oruro's miners. Yet, she is also seen as Pachamama, the Earth Mother. The dancers make offerings to her, asking for her protection in the dangerous depths of the mines. The festival is a place where two different worldviews meet and merge, creating something uniquely Bolivian. A celebration that is both sacred and profane, solemn and joyous. In the rural highlands, another more visceral tradition takes place. It is called Tinku. The word means encounter in Quechua. It is a ritual battle. Men from different communities meet to fight. Fists fly, and blood is spilled. To an outsider, it may seem violent and chaotic. But for the participants, it has a deep spiritual meaning. The fighting is not about hatred, it is a ritual. The blood that falls upon the ground is an offering to Pachamama. It is a plea for a bountiful harvest. It is a way of restoring balance to the community and the cosmos. These expressions of culture, from the Grand Carnival to the raw ritual of Tinku, reveal the complexity of Bolivia. They show a society that is constantly negotiating its identity, a place where ancient rites persist alongside colonial traditions. These festivals are not performed for tourists. They are an essential part of the social and spiritual fabric of the nation. They are moments when the community comes together to affirm its values, to honor its ancestors, and to connect with the powerful forces of the natural and spiritual worlds. They are the vibrant, beating heart of a diverse and resilient people. In Bolivia, faith is a layered and complex tapestry. The Spanish brought Catholicism with them. They built grand churches on the ruins of indigenous temples. They replaced indigenous gods with Catholic saints, but they could not erase the old beliefs. The indigenous people did not simply abandon their ancestral faith. Instead, they found clever ways to preserve it. They blended the two traditions together, creating a unique form of religious expression that endures to this day. This syncretism is not a contradiction. It is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of a deeply spiritual people. Walk into a Bolivian church and you might see something surprising. Alongside the statues of Jesus and the Virgin Mary, you may find offerings of coca leaves or miniature llamas. These are offerings to the spirits of the mountains, the Apus, or to Pachamama, the Earth Mother. The Virgin Mary is often associated with Pachamama. Both are seen as powerful, nurturing, and protective female figures. A prayer to one is often a prayer to the other. The saints are revered, but so are the ancient spirits of the land. This coexistence is a fundamental aspect of Bolivian spirituality. This blending of beliefs is visible everywhere, at the massive festivals and in the quiet moments of daily life. Before a long journey, a driver might pour a little alcohol on the ground. This is an offering to Pachamama, asking for her protection on the road. Farmers make offerings before planting their crops, seeking the earth's blessing for a good harvest. These rituals are performed with the same sincerity as a prayer in a church. For many Bolivians, there is no conflict between these two worlds. They are simply different ways of connecting with the sacred. This religious landscape reveals a profound truth about Bolivia. It is a country that has learned to hold multiple truths at once. It has not rejected its past in favor of the new. Instead, it has woven them together. This spiritual flexibility has been a source of strength. It has allowed the culture to survive and adapt. It shows a deep respect for both the ancestral and the imported. In the mountains of Bolivia, the Christian God and the ancient Andean deities walk hand in hand. They share the same sacred spaces and they listen to the same prayers, a powerful symbol of the nation's blended soul. Beyond the grand landscapes and vibrant festivals, there is another Bolivian treasure. It is something less tangible, but no less precious. It is the warmth and generosity of its people. In a country forged by hardship, a deep sense of community and mutual support has flourished. This is not a formal or showy hospitality. It is a quiet, genuine kindness that can be found in the most unexpected places. A shared meal with a family in a remote village. A helping hand from a stranger in a bustling market. A smile and a friendly greeting on a dusty mountain path. In the cities, life moves at a faster pace. But even here, moments of human connection break through the noise. A vendor in the market takes the time to explain the different varieties of potatoes. A taxi driver shares stories about his neighborhood. There's a curiosity and an openness to outsiders. But it is in the countryside, in the small scattered communities of the Altiplano and the valleys, that this spirit of hospitality is most profound. Here, life is often difficult. Resources are scarce. Yet, what little people have, they are often willing to share. To be invited into a Bolivian home is a special privilege. It is an invitation into a world where family and community are paramount. You might be offered a simple meal of potatoes and cheese, but it is offered with a generosity that makes it feel like a feast. Language barriers may exist, but communication happens through gestures, smiles, and the simple act of sharing space and time. This kindness is not transactional. It is not offered with the expectation of anything in return. It is a simple, human gesture of welcome, an expression of a culture that values connection over material wealth. This warmth is the quiet soul of Bolivia. It is a counterpoint to the country's dramatic history and imposing landscapes. It is a reminder that the true strength of a nation lies in its people, in their ability to find joy in simple things, in their capacity for kindness in the face of adversity. This gentle hospitality leaves a lasting impression on any traveler fortunate enough to experience it. It is a quiet lesson in humility and generosity, a gift freely given from the heart of a resilient and warm-hearted people. It is the human landscape of Bolivia, as beautiful and memorable as any mountain peak. On the high peaks surrounding La Paz, a remarkable group of women is challenging expectations. They are the climbing Cholitas. These are Aymara women who have traded their traditional roles as cooks and porters at mountaineering base camps for the thrill of the summit itself. Dressed in their iconic multi-layered skirts or poleras and with their long hair braided, they ascend some of the highest mountains in the Andes. They strap crampons over their sturdy shoes and wield ice axes with skill and determination. Their presence on the icy slopes is a powerful and beautiful sight. Their journey is more than just a physical climb. It is a symbolic ascent. For generations, Cholitas, as indigenous women are known, have faced discrimination and marginalization. They were often confined to specific social roles. By climbing these formidable peaks, these women are reclaiming their power. They are shattering stereotypes and demonstrating their strength and resilience. Each summit they reach is a victory not just for themselves, but for all women who have been told they cannot do something. They climb for their daughters, for their mothers, and for themselves. The mountains they climb are not just masses of rock and ice. In Andean cosmology, mountains are apus, powerful spirits. They are sacred places. By ascending them, the Cholitas are not conquering nature. They are communing with it. They are entering a sacred realm, following in the footsteps of their ancestors who revered these peaks. Their traditional dress is not a hindrance. It is a symbol of their identity, a proud declaration of who they are. They are showing the world that tradition and modernity, strength and femininity can coexist beautifully. The story of the climbing Cholitas has inspired people around the world. It is a story of courage, empowerment, and cultural pride. It encapsulates the modern spirit of Bolivia, a nation that is looking forward while honoring its past. These women, with their bright skirts against the white snow, are a living symbol of the country's indomitable will. They prove that the greatest heights can be reached not by abandoning one's identity, but by embracing it fully. They are touching the sky, and in doing so, they are lifting the spirits of an entire nation. Bolivia's story has always been intertwined with the riches beneath its soil. First, it was the silver of Potosi that filled the chests of a European empire. The mountain gave and gave until it was nearly empty, leaving behind a legacy of both fabulous wealth and profound sorrow. Then came the age of tin. Once again, Bolivia's mineral wealth fueled industrial revolutions far away. Mines burrowed deep into the earth, and company towns sprang up in the harsh, high-altitude landscapes. The nation's economy rose and fell with the global price of this single commodity, a precarious existence tied to the whims of foreign markets. The reliance on natural resources has been both a blessing and a curse. It has brought periods of prosperity, but it has also created cycles of boom and bust. It has concentrated wealth in the hands of a few, while leaving many in poverty. The struggle to control these resources has been a central theme in Bolivia's political history. The nation has fought to assert sovereignty over its own land and to ensure that the benefits of its natural wealth are shared more equitably among its people. This is an ongoing battle, a defining feature of the country's quest for a just and stable future. Now, a new treasure lies waiting. It is not a metal to be minted into coin or used for canning. It is a light, silvery element essential for the modern world. Lithium, the key ingredient in the batteries that power our phones, our laptops, and our electric cars. And beneath the vast, blindingly white expanse of the Salar de Uyuni, the world's largest salt flat, lies one of the planet's most significant lithium reserves. Bolivia once again finds itself sitting on a resource that the world desperately needs. The potential is immense, a chance to power a green revolution. This time, there is a cautious hope that things will be different. There is a deep awareness of the lessons of the past. Bolivia is determined not to simply export a raw material. The dream is to build an entire industry at home, to make the batteries here, to move from being a source of raw materials to becoming a technological power. The challenges are enormous, the technology is complex, the investment required is huge, and the environmental concerns are significant. But the hope is real, the hope that this white salt, this new treasure, can finally help Bolivia break the cycle of its past and build a more prosperous and independent future for all its people. Bolivia's landscapes are not just beautiful, they are characters in the nation's story. They are alive with myth and meaning. Travel south from the high plains and you enter a world of surreal rock formations. The Valley of the Rocks is a geological fantasy. Wind and water have sculpted the stone into impossible shapes. One formation resembles a tree, another a camel. It is a silent stone city, weathered by time. To wander here is to feel a sense of awe at the slow, patient power of nature. It is a landscape that invites contemplation, a place that feels both ancient and otherworldly. Not far away, Another valley offers a different kind of spiritual experience. It is the Valle de las Animas, the Valley of the Souls. Here, thousands of jagged spires of earth and rock reach for the sky like a forest of petrified needles. According to local legend, these are the souls of the dead, turned to stone. To stand among them, especially as the wind whistles through the canyons, is to feel a profound and haunting presence. It is a place that powerfully evokes the Andean belief in a world inhabited by spirits, a landscape that feels sacred, a bridge between the physical and the metaphysical. Then there is the Great Lake, Titicaca. It is a vast sapphire sea, cradled high in the Andes. Its waters are cold and deep. Its shores are dotted with small Aymara and Quechua communities. According to Inca mythology, this lake is the birthplace of the sun. The first Inca rulers emerged from its sacred waters. To sail on Lake Titicaca is to drift through the heart of the Andean cosmos. The Isla del Sol, the island of the sun, is a place of sacred ruins and agricultural terraces that climb the hillsides like giant steps. It is a tranquil, timeless place where the past feels incredibly close. These landscapes are more than just scenery. They are integral to the cultural and spiritual identity of Bolivia. They are places of worship, sources of myth, and witnesses to history. The mountains are gods. The valleys are home to souls. The lake is a birthplace of civilizations. To experience these places is to understand the deep connection between the Bolivian people and their land. It is a bond forged over millennia, a relationship of respect, reverence, and belonging. The land is not something to be owned or conquered. It is a living, breathing entity, the Sacred Heart of the nation. Near the edge of the Great Salt Flat, under a vast and empty sky, lies a strange and melancholy place. It is the Cementerio de Trenes, the train cemetery. Here, the magnificent steam locomotives of a bygone era have come to their final resting place. They sit silently on decaying tracks, their iron bodies ravaged by the salt-laced wind. These were the trains that carried Bolivia's mineral wealth, the silver and the tin, from the highlands toward the distant sea. They were the arteries of an industrial age, symbols of progress and connection to the outside world. Now, they are ghosts. Their powerful engines are silent. Their carriages are empty shells. Children play hide-and-seek among the rusted hulks. Travelers climb them to watch the sunset paint the sky in fiery colors. The place has a mournful beauty. It is a monument to a past that promised so much. A reminder of the boom and bust cycles that have defined so much of Bolivia's history. These trains represent an era of ambition and exploitation, a time when the nation's resources were drained away on rails leading to foreign ports. Their decay mirrors the decline of the mining industry they once served. But the cemetery is not just a place of endings, it is also a place of reflection. It speaks of resilience. The trains have stopped running, but the people remain. The nation endures. The rusting metal is slowly being reclaimed by the desert, a powerful symbol of nature's ability to outlast human ambition. The site has become an unlikely tourist destination, a place of pilgrimage for those seeking to understand Bolivia's complex past. It is a vast open-air museum where the story of a nation's industrial hopes and disappointments is written in rust. Standing among these silent giants, one feels the immense scale of Bolivia's journey. The country is like one of these old trains. It carries the heavy weight of its history, the Silver Mountain, the Lost Sea, the years of struggle. But it is not stationary, it is moving forward. It is fueled not by steam, but by the unyielding spirit of its people, the richness of its blended culture, and the deep enduring connection to its sacred land. The train cemetery is not the end of the line. It is a junction, a place to pause and look back before continuing the slow, steady journey into the future.